My phone rang at 7:30 on a Tuesday morning. I almost didn't answer, but it was my mother. And when I picked up, I heard 3 words that made my blood go cold. "We need money." Not hello, not how are you, just that. My father was on speaker. He cleared his throat and said the number out loud. $15,000 for a cruise. A luxury cruise they'd just taken with my sister. To the Caribbean. 10 days, all inclusive. A cruise I wasn't invited on. A cruise I never agreed to pay for. And now they wanted me to cover the credit card bill. By Friday, I asked the obvious question. Why would I pay for a vacation I wasn't even part of? My mother's voice went icy. Because family helps family. I had the receipts to prove exactly what they'd done. And trust me, you're going to want to hear this. But first, drop a comment. Where are you watching from? And if you've ever been treated like the family ATM, hit that like button. You'll see why in a minute. I said no. That's when things got ugly. Let me back up. I'm the oldest. My sister is 4 years younger. And from the time we were kids, the difference was obvious. Her college? Paid in full. Mine? I worked 2 jobs and took out loans I'm still paying off. Her first car? A brand new Honda, 16th birthday, wrapped in a bow. My first car? A '99 Civic I bought off Craigslist with money I saved from waiting tables. When she got engaged, my parents put $20,000 toward the down payment on her house. When I bought my condo 3 years ago, they sent a card. I'm not bitter. I learned early that I wasn't the kid they celebrated. I was the one who'd be fine on my own. So I made sure I would be. I went into accounting, worked my way up, built a stable career. I'm careful with money. I save. I track everything. And I mean everything. Every email, every text, every receipt. I keep records because that's who I am. It's how I stay in control when everything else feels chaotic. I even kept the family group chat from 6 months ago. The one where they planned the cruise. The one they didn't add me to. I didn't know about the trip until I saw the pictures on Facebook. My parents and my sister on the deck of a ship, cocktails in hand, sunset in the background. The caption said, "Family time." I wasn't in a single photo. I didn't say anything. I figured it was their money, their choice. But then came that phone call. And suddenly, it wasn't their money anymore. They wanted it to be mine. My father did most of the talking on that call. "We wanted to do something special for your sister. She got that promotion at work, and we thought she deserved a celebration." I stayed quiet. So we booked the cruise. It was supposed to be $8,000, but you know how it is. We upgraded the cabin, added some excursions, a few nice dinners. My mother jumped in. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I asked the question slowly. "So why are you calling me?" There was a pause. Then my dad said it. "We put it on the card. We thought you'd help out. You make good money. You don't have kids. No mortgage. You've got flexibility we don't have." I felt my jaw tighten. "You're asking me to pay $15,000 for a trip you took without me." "It's not like that," my mother said. "Then what is it like?" My sister's voice cut in. She'd been on the line the whole time. "Oh my God, it's not that deep. Just help them out. It's what family does." I said it clearly. I'm not paying for a trip I wasn't invited on. Silence. Then my dad's voice, harder now. "So that's it? You're just going to leave us hanging? You made the choice to go. You made the choice to spend that money. That's on you." My mother's tone shifted, cold, sharp. "If you don't help us, don't bother coming to Thanksgiving." And she hung up. Within an hour, my phone started blowing up. Texts from my aunt, my uncle, 2 cousins I hadn't spoken to in years. "Your parents are struggling and you won't help? After everything they did for you. I didn't think you were this selfish." I didn't respond. What could I say? My sister posted something vague on Instagram. A picture of my parents looking sad with a caption about heartbreak and family betrayal. She didn't name me. She didn't have to. The comments poured in. Strangers telling her to cut off toxic people. Friends calling me ungrateful. A coworker saw it. She asked if I was okay. I said I was fine. I wasn't. Then the letter came. It was from a lawyer, or at least it looked like one. Fancy letterhead. Legal language. It talked about filial responsibility and family obligation and said my parents were exploring their options. I read it 3 times. My hands were shaking. For one night, I thought maybe I was wrong. Maybe I did owe them. Maybe this was all my fault. I sat at my kitchen table and stared at that letter for an hour. Then I stood up. I went to my filing cabinet. I pulled out my folder, the one labeled family. And I started to remember I had proof, all of it. I just had to look. I opened my laptop and went straight to the family group chat. The one from 6 months ago. My parents had created it with just the three of them. My mom, my dad, and my sister. I wasn't added. But my sister had accidentally screenshotted part of it and sent it to me once, complaining about something else. I'd saved it. I scrolled back. And there it was. March 14th. My mother's message. I think we should do the cruise. Just the three of us. It'll be nice to have some quiet family time. My sister replied. Yes, let's do it. I need a break. My dad sent a thumbs up. Then my mom again. We'll cover it. This is your gift, sweetheart. You earned it. And then the line that made my stomach drop. We don't need to tell her. She wouldn't enjoy it anyway. Her, meaning me. I took a screenshot. I saved it. I printed it. Then I kept digging. I found the budget, $8,000. That's what they'd planned to spend. But the final bill was $15,000. They'd upgraded everything. The cabin, the excursions, private dinners, spa treatments. They made that choice. And now they wanted me to pay for it. Receipt number 1. But I had more. I sent my parents a polite email. I attached the screenshots. I explained calmly that I would not be paying for a trip I wasn't invited on. I wished them well. I hit send. 10 minutes later, my phone rang. My father was screaming. Actually screaming. How dare you throw this in our faces? We gave you everything. We raised you. And this is how you repay us? I hung up. He called back. I didn't answer. My mother left a voicemail. She was crying. You're tearing this family apart. I didn't raise you to be cruel. Cruel. That word sat heavy in my chest. Then my sister ramped it up. She posted a full story on Instagram. A picture of my parents looking devastated. The caption was a masterpiece of manipulation. Watching my parents break down because my sibling refuses to help them in their time of need. They're drowning in debt and all they asked for was a little support. Family is supposed to be there for each other. I guess some people only care about themselves. The comments exploded. My parents started showing up at my apartment, at my office. A colleague pulled me aside. Is everything okay at home? I smiled. I said I was handling it. But inside I was exhausted. They gave me 48 hours. Pay up or they'd take it further. I didn't pay. Instead, I pulled the bank records. I went digging. My parents had posted everything on Facebook. Every stop on that cruise. Every excursion. Geotagged. Swimming with dolphins in Cozumel. A private cabana in Jamaica. A 5-course dinner on a terrace in Grand Cayman. These weren't the budget options. I cross-referenced the dates with their Venmo activity. It's public if you don't lock it down. And there it was. 6 months ago, my sister sent my mom $200. The note said, here's my part for the deposit. Can't wait. She knew. She'd always known. Then I pulled property records. Public information. Anyone can access it. My parents own their home outright. Paid off years ago. The county assessor estimated it at $470,000. No mortgage. They also have a pension. My dad worked for the state for 30 years. I checked their social media again. Last year, they'd posted about a kitchen remodel. Granite countertops. New appliances. I found the permit. $40,000. Cash out refinance. They had money. They just didn't want to spend theirs. Receipt number 2. I saved everything. I printed it. I labeled it. And I finally understood. This was never about the cruise. It was about control. I needed to understand why. So I called my Aunt Linda, the only family member who hadn't sent me a nasty text. I asked her straight, why do they think I owe them this? She sighed, long and heavy. Honey, they've always seen you as the one who doesn't need help. You've been independent since you were 16. In their minds, you turned out fine without them. And my sister? She's the one they worry about. The one they want to protect. It's not fair, but that's how they see it. I pressed, but why the cruise? Why now? Linda hesitated. Then she told me, they're not broke, but they've been spending faster than they should. The remodel, the trips, keeping up appearances. Your sister's in-laws have money. Your parents wanted to impress them. It clicked. They thought I'd just pay. They always have, Linda said softly. You've never asked them for anything, so in their heads, you're the backup fund. I wasn't their daughter. I was their safety net. I thanked Linda. I hung up. And I made a plan. I wasn't going to yell. I wasn't going to beg. I was going to present the facts. And then I was going to walk away. I scheduled 2 appointments. The first was with a lawyer. Just a consult. I needed to know if that letter had any teeth. She read it and laughed. This isn't real. Filial responsibility laws don't apply here. You're not obligated to pay for a vacation. This is scare tactics. I felt a weight lift. The second appointment was with a therapist. I told her everything. She helped me script it out. What I'd say, how I'd say it, where I'd draw the line. You don't owe them an explanation, she said. But if you want closure, you need to be clear, calm, firm. I went home and built a folder. Printed screenshots, timeline, bank records, everything organized and labeled. I looked like I was preparing for court. In a way, I was. I texted my parents, one line. I'd like to meet. Sunday, 10 a.m., coffee shop on Main. Just us. My mother replied immediately, So you're ready to help? I didn't answer. I set my phone down. I took a deep breath. I wasn't bringing a check. I was bringing the truth. And I was ready to set a boundary I should have set years ago. Sunday morning, neutral ground, no yelling, just facts. I didn't tell them what I had. That was the point. Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. The coffee shop was quiet. I got there early. I sat in the corner booth. I put the folder on the table. My parents arrived together. My sister was with them. I hadn't invited her, but I wasn't surprised. They sat down. My mother smiled, tight, expectant. So, my dad said, You ready to make this right? I opened the folder. I'm not paying, but I want you to understand why. My mother's smile dropped. I pulled out the first document, the group chat. I slid it across the table. March 14th. You planned this trip 6 months ago. You said it was just for the three of you. You explicitly decided not to invite me. My mom's face went red. We never said that. I pointed. March 14th, 10:42 p.m., your words. Silence. I pulled out the second sheet, the Venmo screenshot. 6 months ago, my sister sent you $200 for the deposit. She knew about this trip from the beginning. My sister's mouth opened, then closed. I kept going. Your home is worth $470,000. Paid off, no mortgage. Public record. My dad leaned back. That's none of your business. And your credit card bill, I said calmly, is none of mine. I pulled the last page. The refinance. Last year you took $40,000 out of your house for a kitchen remodel. You have money. You have assets. You're not drowning. You just don't want to pay for your own choices. My mother's eyes filled with tears. You're being cruel. I'm being honest. I closed the folder. I looked at all three of them. I love you, but I'm not your backup plan. I'm not your ATM. I'm happy to have a relationship with you, but it has to be built on respect, not obligation. My dad stood. You're making a mistake. Maybe, but it's mine to make. My sister grabbed her purse. This is insane. I stayed seated. If you can't accept that boundary, I understand. But I'm done. I stood. I left the folder on the table, and I walked out. I didn't look back. That was 3 months ago. Here's what happened after. My parents paid the bill themselves. I didn't ask how. My uncle told me they sold their jet skis and downgraded their cable package. No apology, but compliance. My sister sent one message through a mutual friend. Can we talk? I said no, not yet. Maybe not ever. I blocked her on everything. I needed space. I still do. 2 of my cousins reached out privately. They apologized. They said they didn't know the whole story. I appreciated that. I didn't need them to pick a side. I just needed them to stop attacking me. The rest of the family, radio silence. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I started therapy. Every other week. It's helping. I'm learning that I don't owe anyone access to my life just because we share DNA. Boundaries aren't cruel. They're necessary. I'm building a life that feels like mine. Closer friendships. Hobbies I actually enjoy. No more walking on eggshells waiting for the next guilt trip. My parents haven't reached out. I haven't reached out to them. I don't hate them. I really don't. But I also don't owe them myself. There's a difference between being kind and being a doormat. I spent years being the latter. I'm done. If they want a relationship, it has to be built on mutual respect, not financial expectation, not guilt. And if that's not something they can do, then we'll stay right where we are, apart. I sleep better now. I'm not waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm not bracing for the next demand. I'm just living, and that's worth more than $15,000. It's worth everything. So here's my question for you. Have you ever had to set a boundary that hurt? Have you ever walked away from family because staying meant losing yourself? Drop your story in the comments. You might help someone else who's struggling with the same thing. And if this resonated with you, hit subscribe. I post stories like this every week. You're not the villain for protecting your peace. You're not selfish for saying no. And you're not alone. Remember, This is a fictionalized dramatization for entertainment purposes. It's not legal or financial advice. Always consult a professional for your specific situation. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.